Welcome to a new series I would like to call Thrill Hammer, where I take the Warhammer universe and try to do wacky, strange things with it in the grimdark universe. Things like, let's make a Warhammer game, or what chaos god would your VTubers worship? Now, the rogue trader that runs this vessel has doctrined me, or more like forced me, to design a theme park that they want to put on one of their worlds. So you're gonna help me. There's not really a way for me to show you exactly what I have planned here, so we have to go to the Vox machine, aka MS Paint, for a little bit. But let me show you what I've been cooking up. Come on. All right, as you can see, welcome to Warhammer Park. All right, I need an example. We're giving this place a layout. As you can see, my beautiful handwriting up here. You're a little Imperium child, and you're ready to go to Warhammer Park. The big old entrance. And it looks like a big fort wall. And you come into the main center of the town, right? And at the very center of this town, there is the Golden Throne. That's clearly what the Golden Throne looks like. It looks like a finger. And so around it, you have all these shops. You know, you got shops here, you got shops here, you got shops here and here. And then they line the alleyway and the entrance, you know. Alleyway. Yeah, it's like a grungy, wet alleyway, this area down here. And then, of course, we have a breakaway road. I'm just going to do big circles. This is Militarum. See? Mil. For Militarum. So up here, this is Orc territory. Orc World is really popular. People really like Orc World. And connected to Orc World, now here's the interesting part. To get to over here, you have to go through Orc World, because over here is a really big zone. This is the Chaos Zone. Isn't my drawing beautiful? Isn't this beautiful? This zone over here, another really big zone. Because this is, oh God, this is Elf territory. This is the Drukhari and the Eldar area. But it's elf. It's elf. You have a little area that goes through here, like very small, really small area, and that's the Tau. And then past the very itty bitty Tau area, this is the worst theme park ever. This is Necron. You go through the Tau area to get to the Necron area. You go down here, it's like the Militarum branch. You go up here, you got orcs. You go through the orc area, you get to Chaos. You go through the Tau area, you get to Necrons. Elves. Okay, so like all the areas around here, they have to sell enough merchandise because they have to please the tithe that goes to Terra. And if they don't, well then GW writes them out of the world. And that's really how it works. Games Workshop just deletes an entire section. And then there's an absurdly long road that just goes way out of the park. And there's a real big zone. This zone over here, this massive bubble, that's the NIDS. This is the NIDS section. Now you understand how the park is meant to look, as you can see. Isn't she beautiful? All right, now on to actually adding cool things. With all this walking around and the layout of this place being so big, people are going to need somewhere to relieve themselves or get food. So what are the concessions gonna be like? Well, first off, I thought of the Chaos area because there absolutely has to be one thing in this area, and that's corn dogs. The lowest of low jokes in the Warhammer community, the lowest blow, the corn dog. Also, there has to be a Slanesh ice cream parlor that only sells banana splits. You know exactly why. There could also be another demon-like stand that's called the Demon Kielbasa that only sells kielbasa sandwiches. Kielbasa sausages, not sandwiches. Oh, that one's gross. that one's really gross. If you know, you know. And I wish I didn't know. All restrooms or laviers are Nurgle related. All right, they have to be. That is not the porcelain throne. That's the pestilence cauldron. There are no janitors. There absolutely has to be a Space Wolf stand that sells only those oversized, really bad turkey legs and extremely potent alcohol. An ultramarine stand that only sells bread sandwiches and dirt and Zins. We gotta include the orcs here, and of course the orcs would have a stand that just deep fries anything you give them. You just give them something, they deep fry it. I feel like orcs would love deep frying things. I don't know if they ever have deep fried anything in the lore. I'm not exactly sure. There is no food there. You just give them things and they will deep fry it. The orc is like, boys, we're deep frying Oreos. Like, I don't know. There definitely has to be a Cadian style Ashram Militarum one that sells corpse starch, but like a fun gelatin corpse starch. I don't know if it's in world, actual just corpse starch. If not, a fun gelatin treat. And don't forget about the Eldari Craft World soda pop machine. You drink out of their funny cone-shaped hat. You can keep it as a souvenir. In the last sort of video I made like this, people got a little upset that I didn't put in the Valhallan Ice Warriors. So in this, I'll give them a concession stand that sells snow cones and vodka. Just straight up, nothing else. There's no flavor on the snow cones, by the way. It's just ice. But after this, with its infinite amount of concession stands that could be built or made, or maybe you have an idea of a fun one, so please share. But there is a main thing that is missing from this attraction or this theme park that has to be a thing. And that is the coasters.
Die, you motherfucker!
I'm just gonna come out swinging right off the bat. The first roller coaster and major coaster is in the Astra Militarum area, and it's the talk of the town because it's just straight up the euthanasia coaster. The thing actually designed to crump you. I think it would be very sweet if the Nurgle area was actually the kids area. The Nurgle demons, especially the Beast of Nurgle, just think it's playing. They have sort of a childlike mentality. They're almost like a big dog in a way. I think the only thing actually full of hatred in Nurgle's army, from what I can call off my dome, is the rotflies. But you know those little roller coasters that have the rocket ships that spin in a circle and it's kind of slower? Make that the rotflies and just have that go. Teacups in the shape of Nurgle cauldrons. Boom, perfect. I don't want to make a Slaanesh coaster. I don't. I really don't. But it is a love tunnel. If it's gonna be anything, it has to be a love tunnel or something that is just so ungodly fast that it actually gives you whiplash and hurts your neck at the end of it. Corn, there's no roller coasters in the Corn area because it's all just axe throwing and hammer mini games. But Corn loves basketball and nobody can prove me wrong. He loves NBA. Corn in a fresh pair of Jordans. Oh yes, and can't leave out Bird Boy Zinch. I think the Zinch area doesn't necessarily also have like a massive roller coaster or anything, but it definitely has like one of those Meow Wolf style creative, like you walk in and it's all art that you can play around with. I feel like that would just fit that zone a little bit more. And I think in the center of all of them, there has to be a big coaster that's called like, you know, just straight up Chaos Undivided or something like that. Ooh, it's real spooky, real fast. And it absolutely has Noise Marines as the carts. And it goes stupidly fast and has a lot of spins. And it definitely, absolutely plays heavy metal the entire time you're going. The coaster takes you through like the different realms of the Chaos Waste. I think that would be a cool idea. But I feel like I'm giving way too much to Chaos once again. Let's move on to the Orc area, shall we? Now, of course, every cart for every roller coaster in the Orc area is painted red because red makes it go faster. Every coaster is got something named like the Goomba Jabba Jabba or something like that. I would like the idea that half of the Orc roller coasters too are made out of like rickety old wood, so they all make that clunky sound. That kind of is like a little freaky, but absolutely the main attraction of the Orc area has to just be called and that's it. It involves you riding a moon-sized ship into a particular planet and going on the adventures of a Wah. I think another attraction should be some kind of really popping off nightclub that is Dark Eldar. I mean, imagine a Drukhari themed club. That would be fucking sick. I know that's not really a roller coaster, but it'd be cool. It's my rules. I get to make the rules. I think I should kind of like speed run what type of coasters. I'll only name main ones. If you had a Tau area, there would be one that has one of those rides where your feet dangle because it's like you're flying around in the big red suit. That's what the coaster would look like. I think that would be really, really cool. The Eldari and being all futuristic with their weird elf tech. Ew. They would have one of those rides that's like a big dome sphere that you fly up. And it's like, let's go on an adventure. The Mechanicus would have a ride that just turns you into a servitor. They don't like fun. The Space Marines would have one where like you go into the Golden Throne Center and it's like one of those dark rides where you're in space. And it's just like propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. We're gonna turn you into a big guy when you're done with this ride because you're 12 and now you get Ginseed. I survived this ride and all I got was this t-shirt. I survived this ride and I didn't get put in a boiling vat. I survived this ride and all I got was this lousy Ginseed. I survived the War of Armageddon just to get shot by the commissar. A Tyranid ride, I feel like has to be a water ride. Think about a water ride where it's like you're being eaten by a big giant alien ship. And of course it has that like big spiral thing. Necrons don't even have a ride. They have an infinite play. What's that old thing where it's like the presidents are animatronics and they talk? But it's Necrons. And they're like, look at our history. We did this. And then they have some sort of like sick, actual cool ride that's like about going around a black pyramid or whatever. I'm not covering mutates. Sorry, no squats for this one. Well, Rock and Stone later. And I think after that slight speedrun, I'm pretty sure I covered most major factions. If I didn't, you can yell at me about it, but I'm not resetting up this fucking green screen, okay? I think that pretty much summarizes or covers up my little fantastical roller coaster world. But hey, if there's any cool little ideas that you have or anything funny or silly, please comment them. I love reading the comments. I'm your host, Butter100, and thank you so very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and some people can hit a hype button. If you feel like this video is worth it, please do so. But I will catch you on the next episode of Thrill Hammer.